balloons, bazookas, boobies, bosoms, boulders, cans, hooters, knockers, melons, honkers, jugs, rack, tatas, tits, torpedoes, guns, bust, doorknobs, coconuts, and our favorite one, the girls. Welcome to the All About Breastfeeding show, where your host, Lori, highlights mothers just like yourself and goes beyond the surface questions and digs deep so they share not only their joys and happiness in their daily breastfeeding life, but also their pain and struggles and how they worked through them.
Episode number 160. Welcome to All About Breastfeeding, the place where the girls hang out. I am your host, Lori Jill Eisenstadt, IBCLC. If this is your first time listening, I'm so glad that you found your way here. You will find that as an IBCLC, my goal is to educate, advocate, and support the breastfeeding family. My goal is to do this with kindness and compassion. Use my professional experience to share good, accurate, and consistent information about breastfeeding, and work hard to do so in a non-judgy way. I recognize that everyone comes to their breastfeeding experience with different goals, viewpoints, some with challenges and others with preconceived notions. It is my job to support you where you need it and be understanding and compassionate, and always remember that I'm here for you, meeting you where you are at, not where I think you should be. Before we get into the main part of today's show, I do have an announcement. I like to take a 2-week break from producing episodes in between seasons. Since today is the end of season 3, I will be taking a short break and be back Monday, the 17th of April, 2017, with brand new exciting shows for season 4. Now, I'm not physically going anywhere. It's not like I'm going on a real vacation to some great island or on a great cruise. I'm going to continue to be working. I'm going to be active in the Facebook group, on social media, providing private consults to moms, and meeting you in the All About Mothering membership site, just taking a break from producing a few episodes in a row. Here are a few things of what you can do so we can still stay connected during this break. Well, you can join the All About Breastfeeding Community Facebook group. Here are some conversations that have been going on in the last week or so that you've been missing if you haven't been in the group. One thing I did was I posted a cartoon, and it showed a mom. She was sitting down and she had her head in her hands, and it said, "Don't cry over spilled milk unless it's breast milk, in which case, cry a lot." And I had some response from people. So Lisa said, and this really just it broke my heart, "I spilled a 10-ounce bottle. Well," she said, "I didn't actually spill it. Her pump vibrated it off the table without her noticing. And yes," she said, "I cried." She had a lot of us empathizing with her. If you have ever spent any time pumping your milk, you know how awful this was for Lisa. Sophia posted, she said, "My boyfriend grabbed a bag of frozen milk in the middle of the night, thawed it in warm water, and poured it into a clear plastic piece for my breast pump that was in the sink from when I washed it after pumping. The piece that looked like a small, thin Medela bottle, but it wasn't. And, this is like the worst part, it didn't have a bottom to it. Needless to say, the milk spilled out everywhere. The poor guy, he was so scared to tell me. And when he did," Sophia said, "I laughed hysterically because all I could do was envision him freaking out once he realized it wasn't a bottle." She even posted a picture of that small little Medela bottle. I really empathized with her, for sure. But I really felt bad for how bad her boyfriend must have felt. And then my next thought was, Sophia, you have a good sense of humor. You should check out that post because there were a few other moms who posted what happened to them when they spilt milk, and it's kind of sad and it's kind of funny at the same time. Erin gave us a great visual with another post that shows us she's been pumping and storing, and she showed us how organized she is with storing her frozen milk. You really have to check it out for yourself because what she's doing is a real space saver. I like to post quotes that are funny, inspiring, or just ones that I really like. This was my favorite post of the week, and it said, "I'm not arguing with you. I'm simply explaining why I'm right." Now, my husband Alan, he does all my audio work and he's listening, but he's never in Facebook. But I know he heard about it now. And I can just see his face right about now as I just shared that quote. He is probably shaking his head because this is so like me. Love you, Alan. Just go to All About Breastfeeding Community, put in those 4 words in the search button, and you can join the community and have some fun with us. And don't be shy. Go ahead and introduce yourself to us. The other thing you can do while I'm taking a break is you can binge listen to back shows. Here's what I do when my favorite hosts take a break. Well, the first thing I do is, and I admit to this, I get angry. I'm like, what? What? You taking a break? How dare you take a break? I'm going to miss the show. Well, that's just not fair. And then I settle down. And remember, everyone is entitled to a break from producing podcasts for a few weeks, especially now that I'm a podcast host and I know that what goes into it. So, all right, they're taking a break. Well, this is what I do. I download many of their previous shows that I hadn't listened to, and then I binge listen to them. You can do that too, as there are probably many shows that you have not listened to if you weren't with me from the beginning or didn't download past shows, and you'll really enjoy them. If you really liked the FAQ days that I've done, and you didn't listen to season 2 FAQs, you can listen to all of them. They were real popular, and so what I did was I batched them all together. This way you don't have to do a search for individual shows. So all you have to do to go to season 2's FAQs is just go to allaboutbreastfeeding.biz/topics2. That's TOPICS and the letter 2, and you will get all 12 shows of FAQs nice and easy. Oh, the other thing that you can do is join the All About Mothering membership site. I will be having a few live events there over the next 2 weeks. I will announce in the membership site what days and times we will go live, and you will be given a link to join me. I'm very excited about this because this is a way we can connect with each other, meet and chat, and I'll be available to answer questions. And I'm really looking forward to getting some faces to some of the names of the people who have been listening to the show, so that's going to be great. Getting back to today's show, it's hard to believe that we have now finished 3 full seasons of the All About Breastfeeding show. There have been some pretty amazing interviews this season. Don't ask me to pick my favorite because they're all like my babies. How do you pick just one? But you're somewhat detached from it and more objective. I invite you to go into the Facebook group and tell us which was your favorite show and why. You will see that I will start a post and you're welcome to join in. Our Frequently Asked Question Day series has been another huge hit this season. I mean, my goodness. I'm just taking a look at everything that I've discussed. It's like a whole library of goodness. I started out by talking about breastfeeding and medications. What common situations do moms need to take medication for, and how you can find out if what you're taking is safe for breastfeeding? I gave you some good links that you can use to help you find out this information so you're empowered and you don't have to go searching all over the place. Other great topics were talking about moms who didn't make enough milk for their babies. I talked about moms who make too much milk for their babies. Both problems have their own set of challenges, and I love talking about this as it helps us all to understand what the next mom might be going through. We need each other's support, not their judgment. And I find that learning about all the variables with breastfeeding really helps us to advocate for other moms and support them in ways that are helpful and encouraging. Through it all, you've learned some of my most common mantras, such as watch the baby, not the clock. Another one, when in doubt, just take it out. Another one, feed the baby and protect the milk supply. And in another episode, I talk about my favorite mantra that dispels the myth about breastfeeding and pain. In a nutshell, breastfeeding should not hurt. Don't listen to anyone who tells you that breastfeeding was painful for them for weeks and therefore pain is normal. I don't doubt that breastfeeding hurt them for weeks. I work with mothers with this problem all the time. And I know that pain means there's a problem that you should look into, not suffer from. So, yes, it's common for them to have painful breastfeeding, but it's not something that you should put up with because I'm telling you, it shouldn't hurt. I would love for you to get help with any pain, cracked and bleeding and pinching nipples that are causing you to cry with each feeding or not look forward to breastfeeding your baby. Seek help as there's likely a very good reason, and most of the time, this can be easily resolved. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but it's a lot better than you suffering for weeks. And then what happens, moms just kind of reach that wall and then they just stop breastfeeding. And I don't blame you when it's that painful. Another saying that I often share with moms is, each one, teach one. So you have learned a lot about breastfeeding, and now you can be a good friend and a breastfeeding advocate to others. Share with them what you've learned. Encourage them to get help if the fix is not easy or quick and they're suffering for days and days. All these words of wisdom that you have learned here, which you can now share with your peers. In today's show, I want to come full circle, and I'd like to read some of the little snippets I get in my inbox and posts I get on Facebook. Every day I get emails from moms asking for help with breastfeeding when it's challenging. Every day I get emails from moms telling me what a joy breastfeeding has become for them. I sometimes get these random emails years later from a mom who might start off her email something like this. You may not remember me, but I definitely remember you. You are the reason I'm breastfeeding Lisa, who is in my arms now. She's almost 3, and now she only nurses before laying down to sleep at night. I cherish these times as I just feel they're coming to an end. Lisa sometimes skips a night or two and appears to be fine with that. I could never had said that a year ago when she was nursing 5 times a day and twice at night. It has evolved. Anyway, as I realized that our nursing time is coming to an end, I thought of you and just wanted to send you a note to thank you for all you did for us and what you do for other moms. And of course, I have to say, I love getting emails like that. After all, who doesn't want a pat on the back for doing a great job? Ultimately, I did tell this mom what I've often told other moms. I sent her back an email and I said, I'm glad to have been a part of your journey. I can show you the way. However, you are the one person who is doing the heavy lifting, so to speak. It is because of your ability to take the time and find the patience to work at this whole breastfeeding thing, even when it's hard. That's why you're successful. Then I got another letter, literally via snail mail, which usually doesn't happen that often. But I get that usually with a picture of the baby, which I'm thrilled to be able to hang in my office. And she said, there is something that is so calming, relaxing, convenient when I'm nourishing this tiny baby via my own body. Watching this delicate little baby get chubsy-ubsy rolls and cute thighs. The facial cheeks are just filling out, and my baby squeals and raises her arms and kicks her leg in excitement now when I walk into the room. I just love that. Another comment came in today via Facebook post, and this is from Jennifer. She said, "Your podcast really helped me through the 4-day postpartum cluster feeding days. I just laid in bed all day with my baby, fed her, cried, and listened to your podcast. It gave me encouragement that I'll get over this hump and life will get back to normal soon. I am forever grateful." Anyone who has endured cluster feeding sessions knows exactly what Jennifer is talking about. Oh, how we can relate. You just think it's never going to end, and you wonder, is there something wrong with me, with the baby? But before you know it, that thing, whatever it was, it passes, usually moves on to something else, sometimes comes back, but it usually passes. Anyone who has nursed a crying toddler to quietness and calmness knows the power that our breast and sweet milk have over our babies. Nothing can beat that. Since you have been so giving of your thoughts and sentiments, I thought I would share some of mine about my life breastfeeding my 3 beautiful babies. I have this written down in a journal for keepsake, and I'm so glad I did, so I can always remember. Here's what I wrote. The warmth of holding my babies in my arms, hearing them quietly or noisily suckle in the darkness and quietness of the middle of the night. Wonderful, warm, and fuzzy memories of such a special time in my life. Spending many cozy hours cuddling and staring at my babies, watching their little faces and feeling their warm bodies against mine. Happy and proud to know I was giving them the best start in life that I could. I wouldn't ever want to give that time up, not for anything. Breastfeeding my babies was my pride and joy. Now that they're older, I have these memories of them laying close to me and nursing, and no one can ever take those away. I remember kissing their feet as they nursed at my breast. I remember their little fingers stroking my face as they got to know me, even when they were a newborn. I have fond, fond memories as each one got older and developed little things they would do with me as they breastfed, like sticking their finger up my nose, reaching up and poking at my face and my eyes, pulling at my earrings, twirling my hair with their fingers, and my favorite one that was quite annoying, tugging at my glasses. We sang together. You told me your stories with your babbling. The longer I nursed you, the older you were, the babbling turned into conversations. Sadly, so very sadly, there is always that one last time. I don't remember Alicia and Carly's last time, but I do remember Jesse's. And I'm already getting way teary-eyed and lump in my throat. I will save that for another show. But who knew there was going to be a last time that I would want to cherish and remember? I didn't. I was just so much in the thick of mothering, and I couldn't imagine that years later, these memories I would have wanted to document. I share this with you, my faithful listeners. Consider journaling about life with your baby and breastfeeding. If you're a new mommy, you will appreciate the encouragement to write down special moments and get started right away. Ones that happen every day, many times a day for now, because they happen so often you just never think you're ever going to forget, or you never think that you're really ever going to want to remember because it's just such a part of your daily life. But yet, it will become a distant memory if you don't write it down. Like the way a newborn was just so peaceful and still in the early days of nursing, so content to just cuddle with you after a feeding, and perhaps how you noticed how engaged they became at the breast. The quiet, peaceful, cuddly times turn into acrobatic nursing. And moms who have reached this point, you definitely know what I'm talking about. As you notice your nursing days with each baby are winding down, write it down in your journal so that special day you'll have written to memory. The one last time, write all the details about that one last time. I promise you, you will cherish these words in the years to come. All right. My regular listeners know that I love quotes. So I will close out today's show and this season with a few of my favorite quotes. A newborn baby has only 3 demands. They are warmth in the arms of its mother, food from her breasts, and security in the knowledge of her presence. Breastfeeding satisfies all 3. Grantley Dick Reed. Nursing does not diminish the beauty of a woman's breasts. It enhances their charm by making them look lived in and happy. Robert Heinlein. A pair of substantial mammary glands have the advantage over the 2 hemispheres of the most learned professor's brain in the art of compounding a nutritive fluid for infants. Oliver Wendell Holmes. There are 3 reasons for breastfeeding. The milk is always at the right temperature, it comes in attractive containers, and the cat can't get it. Irene Chalmers. A baby nursing at a mother's breast, it is an undeniable affirmation of our rootedness in nature. David Suzuki. No one could give her such soothing and sensible consolation as this little 3-month-old creature when he lay at her breast and she felt the movement of his lips and the snuffling of his tiny nose. Leo Tolstoy. When she first felt her son's groping mouth attach itself to her breast, a wave of sweet vibration thrilled deep inside and radiated to all parts of her body. It was similar to love, but it went beyond the lover's caress. It brought a great, calm happiness, a great, happy calm. Milan Kundera. Ah, the joy of suckling. She lovingly watched the fish-like motions of the toothless mouth, and she imagined that with her milk there flowed into her little son her deepest thoughts, concepts, and dreams. Milan Kundera. And the last one, which you will see me post frequently in Facebook. If my breastfeeding offends you, feel free to put a blanket over your head, said every mother. Actually, I have a few more. Yes, I'm still breastfeeding. Get over it. Another one. My opinion is that anyone offended by my breastfeeding is staring too hard. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy, but I'm telling you it's going to be worth it. Thanks for listening to all those quotes. I enjoyed sharing them with you, and perhaps you might find 1 or 2 that become your favorite. I would love to thank you, everybody, so much for spending your time with me here. I really appreciate your support of the show, and I sincerely hope that you have received a lot of helpful and useful information this season. As I look forward to a 2-week break until picking back up with season 4 in 2 weeks, I would like to congratulate all the new moms who will give birth between now and then, and I would like to wish you a happy birth, a healthy baby, and a great start off with breastfeeding. One last word, remember to join the All About Mothering membership site opening up on Saturday. I look forward to interacting with you in a live forum once a week, and I look forward to releasing a new show in 2 weeks, a very exciting next season. Until then, enjoy a few of my most popular shows and enjoy your baby, enjoy your family. Until the next time, bye-bye. Have you heard that Phoenix, Arizona is blessed with an amazing birthing center? Baby Moon Inn Birth Center is the best option for families who want access to midwifery care in and out of a hospital setting. You can experience birth in a comfortable home-like setting where natural birth is the focus. Laboring in water, being able to walk outside during labor, and enjoy the beautiful garden. This is what birth can be like for you. There is so much more to learn about Baby Moon. The staff would love to have the opportunity to meet you and would like to extend an invitation for you to attend a free Choices in Childbirth class and a tour of the birth center. All you need to do is call 602-314-7755. That's 602-314-7755 and ask for the tour dates. You can also go to allaboutbreastfeeding.biz/podcast. And on the right-hand side of the page, you will see a link that will bring you to the calendar and you can sign up for the tour yourself. When you come in for the tour, make sure that you tell them you found out about it from the All About Breastfeeding podcast, and you will be given a very lovely free gift.